DP Photography here, bringing another video, and today we're just doing a little bit of Onewheeling 101, as I'd like to call it. You know, I'm here on off-road bridge that's designated for bikes in the Florida Keys. I felt like this would be the perfect spot to actually do this kind of video. With that being said, you know, we're just gonna get right into it. Onewheeling 101. First things first, you wanna make sure that you have your safety gear. In the beginning of onewheeling, it is a definite possibility that you could take a tumble, and the more gear that you have on, the better chances you have of not getting any serious injury. At the very bare minimum, you're gonna wanna have on a helmet, because it doesn't take much of a bump to actually do that kind of serious damage. It'll also be a good idea to go on Amazon and maybe get you some cheap padding, elbow, wrist guard, knee pads. These things definitely will help. As your skills get better, you can start to shave off some of that gear as you see fit. First things first, you're gonna wanna get your feet situated according to you. Everybody's feet placement is different. For me, I am what you call bow-legged. So when I put my feet together, as you can see, my knees do not touch. Meaning that I'm gonna ride differently than probably 90% of the people out there, because 90% of the people, their knees touch. Me, I ride something called duck-footed. Now, I have some upgrades on this board that actually make it a lot easier to ride. Mainly, what I would say that helps with that is gonna be the 4mm grip tape and the air pad in the back. Because the air pad in the back has a concavity that your foot actually sits in, and it doesn't sit atop. And in combination with the 4mm grip tape, it kind of like locks you in. Also, I have an enduro tire on there, which grips the road a lot better than the stock tire. Now in the beginning, you're gonna wanna start with that back foot on the back pad. And remember, you're doing whatever is most comfortable for you. Front foot diagonal across the front pad. This is how I ride. But remember, you're gonna wanna do whatever is most comfortable for you. And then you're gonna stand up and straighten that board out. Now the motor is engaged and the board is doing most of the work. You might wanna balance a little bit, try to get comfortable with the board. You don't wanna be locked up straight. You know, you don't want your legs to be straight like this. This is not how you wanna be. You wanna be comfortable, you know, almost in a little bit of an athletic stance. Knees nice and loose. Everything's loose here. My ankles are loose. The board is doing most of the work. And if you want, here, you can practice the toe heel raise, because that's gonna be your real actual way of stopping. It's not gonna be easy at first, and I say that, but my actual 9-year-old, he's doing the toe heel raise with no problem. Whereas with me, it took me, I don't know how long to get used to it. I'm used to it now, but once you raise that front foot, the board will disengage when you're doing less than a mile per hour. Let's try it again. And maybe right here, just feel it. Just feel that board. Some people like to start out on grass. I don't like that, because I feel like the grass isn't as stable. It can be slippery at sometimes, whereas road has more grip. And in the beginning, what I like to really practice is jumping off the board with 2 feet. Try it again. Stand on the board, comfortable position. Now, I wasn't that comfortable right there. I like to make sure my foot is kind of evenly spread across that back pad. And the same thing with the front foot, just in a diagonal position. Board engaged. And I'm nice and loose here. Nice and loose. That feels good. Loose. Engaged. 2 feet. Not locked up straight like this. This is how you're gonna be. You're gonna be a little, now you might be a little bit shaky in the beginning, you might be, that's to be expected. But as you get comfortable, start loose. Loose. Okay. So once you get that down, you're gonna want to start going up and down the block. This is where you get comfortable. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. That's what we're doing. Nice and slow. Yeah, in the beginning, you're just going straight. And you're practicing how to turn around. It's gonna take you a little bit. You're gonna be going slow here. You're gonna be going real slow in the beginning. You know? You wanna point that board in the right direction to get you turned around. As you get better, you'll be able to turn a little bit easier. But in the beginning, little circles, which is cool, right? What y'all think? And then you get better, you're gonna start picking up speed. Pick up speed. And then you're gonna start to slow down by leaning back. Lift up that foot and your board will disengage. You're gonna speed, back, slow down, lift up the front foot, disengage the board. Here we go again, straight, straight. You got speed going. Lean back to start slowing down. Lift up the front foot, disengage the board. Now, who is a one wheel for? What age should you be when you're riding a one wheel? If you watch my channel, you'll see that there is no real age restrictions. Anybody can one wheel. I actually saw somebody the other day who's crippled, who could not really walk that well, and they said that the one wheel is now their legs. You can see my 9-year-old on my channel riding, and you can also see the people in my comments all the way up until the mid-70s, 80s, still riding a one wheel. So there is no age limit for one wheeling, and it is a great experience for everyone. People like to do figure eights, which I can't do a figure eight that great. I mean, I could do it, but not that great. Speed. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. But that's just the basics of one wheeling. And once you start getting your skill up, you need to practice on how to fall. Here we go, carving. Carving. And once you get to carving, it's a wrap. Because carving is what's gonna alleviate foot fatigue. And sometimes, like if you're having a hard time stopping, trying to do the toe heel raise, it's not working, 2 feet off the board. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. And it really is that fun, you know, once you start to learn. But, you know, I thought this video would have been a lot more informative. I know I didn't do a lot today. Hopefully I can actually make a video out of it, but I'm not gonna make this too long. If you guys have any suggestions, as always, throw them down in the comments. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, ring that bell, do all the cool stuff for your boy. Thank you guys for watching. DP Photography, also known as The Real Berg. I'm out.